we need to have a conversation about Ty Gibbs. The guy has had an atrocious start to the season. And while it's true he's not the only notable name that's deep down in the standings after 4 races, Brad Keselowski and Daniel Suarez are among those as well, Ty's case is alarming for a couple reasons. First of all, myself and most other NASCAR fans figure he will start competing for wins this year, given that it's his 3rd full-time season, and this is around the time you start to expect actual results, not just competing for wins, but outright winning them. Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott, for example, they didn't win a race until year number 3 of full-time racing. Now, of course, this comes with the caveat that Ty has a new crew chief and he probably needs some time to adjust, but that still doesn't excuse the poor finishes he's had, not just this year, but the end of last year as well. Because he's in the middle of a big slump dating back to the Charlotte Roval in the fall, where he's finished 7 of the last 9 races outside the top 30. Most of that has been due to crashes, yes, but there are other races like the fall Martinsville race as well as Atlanta and Coda a few weeks ago, where he just didn't have the pace to even sniff the top 10. It's gotten so bad that this last race at Phoenix, he crashed out late and finished 25th. And believe it or not, that's his 2nd best finish during that time span. He has not earned a top 5 or top 10 since the playoff Kansas race on September 29th of 2024. And we're in the middle of March of 25 now, so that's about 6 months, almost half a year ago since then. Of course, this has led to people already calling Ty Gibbs the next-gen Austin Dillon because, they're both Xfinity champions who are underperforming in Cup and their grandpas own their respective teams they're currently racing for. And while I'm not going to defend Ty for this recent slump, because it's true, he's got to pick it up at some point, I wouldn't go as far as comparing him to Austin Dillon just yet. The guy's still 22 years old. He still hasn't reached his actual prime where what you see is what you get with him just yet. That being said, I can't help but wonder what's the actual reason or reasons behind his recent struggles. Some fans have pointed to a loss of confidence because if you remember the championship race at Phoenix last year, he suffered a hard crash very early in the race on lap 2, I believe, and Ty has gone on record to say that's the hardest hit he's taken in his young career so far. Now, I don't think that's the reason, mainly because he had a full offseason ahead of him after that race to clear his mind and prepare for 2025. Some people also pointed out that the passing of his father, Coy Gibbs, may finally be taking its mental toll on him. And again, I don't agree with that reasoning either. If that was the case during his rookie year, 2023, then yeah, you might have a point. If Ty Gibbs started struggling early on in 2023, then yeah, that might actually be a good reason. I might have actually believed you. But we're more than 2 years removed since then. More than enough time to get over it and move on with your life. The 2 more plausible reasons, in my opinion, are the fact that, again, he's got a new crew chief, and they still need some time to gel. You gotta remember, Tyler Allen is an Xfinity Series crew chief, just like Chris Gale, who won a bunch of races with multiple drivers, and that's how he got promoted. That's reason number 1. And reason number 2 is that, outside of Christopher Bell, JGR has not won a race since Denny Hamlin at Dover in the spring of last year, and that's almost a year ago. Joe Gibbs Racing has won 5 races since then, and they were all Christopher Bell. And these last 3 wins came in a row too, because if you remember, JGR, they did not win a race at all in the second half of 2024 after Christopher Bell's New Hampshire win. So he's not just become the leader of the team, he's straight up carrying the entire organization. So you could make the argument that it's not just Ty Gibbs, but Hamlin, Truex before he retired, and now Chase Briscoe. They haven't been able to find victory lane as of late. However, even if that's the case, at least those guys were able to score at least one top 10 during the time the 54 camp was struggling to put it all together. And in the case of Chase Briscoe, he's still new to the team. So like I said, there are some parts you just cannot justify. Some of that has to go to the driver, especially if it's a driver we all expected to break through this year. Will Ty Gibbs bounce back? I think so, yeah. Hopefully he does, because I had him winning a race this year. However, in today's playoff format where a string of poor finishes as well as a couple of surprise winners puts you at risk of falling way behind on points to where you don't even have a chance to make it, you're pretty much obligated to win. So it's pretty much win or bust for Ty Gibbs now.